Hello, gentlemen, ladies. My name is Joe, and today I will be teaching you how to make a sustain pedal. Now, what a sustain pedal is a device that makes an electrical connection between two pieces of metal that sends that info to to an output jack like this, and you plug this into your computer. Not your computer, your keyboard. And it will hold out the note. It will sustain the note. Now, professional sustain pedals will run you about $30, and I like to call this like a hillbilly version or a redneck or a poor people's version, because it's not that we're any of that, but it's the fact that I didn't want to spend $30 on a sustain pedal that I'm only going to use a few times. It's not like I'm playing my keyboard all the time. I have an actual piano, but when I do need to use my keyboard, I don't have a sustain pedal, so I decided to make one. And it's really easy, and it will cost you little to no money. Usually you can find everything around the house. If not, you may need to take a trip to Radio Shack and buy a little piece, but usually you'll be able to find everything around your house. So let me show you everything that I used to make this. First of all, you will need, let me try to get this out from under here, you will need an empty jewel case or a CD case. Oops, dropped it. This, cheap. I found it in my house, so this is free. You can use any case you'd like. You can make one if you want. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just as long as it pivots like this. It needs to pivot. You will need you will need something to strip wire with. I have these wire stripping tools, but you can use your teeth. You can use a knife, you can use the little wire stripping thing that comes on wire cutters. Any of those will work. You will need a precision or a very small Phillips screwdriver. I have this set here. I'm just going to use one of these. You can use a small screwdriver that you have around. You'll need a pair of pliers. This also serves as my wire cutter. You can use a dedicated wire cutter, or you could use a little cutting tool that comes with pliers, but you will need pliers. You need general purpose wire. This is nothing special. It's just wire I found in my basement in my workroom. You need tape. Any type of tape will work. It doesn't have to be painter's tape. I'm only using painter's tape because that was what was within arm reach. I grabbed what I could find. And you will also need, this fell on the ground, you will also need a file. This is just a little, I think this is a 1/2-inch file. You can use sandpaper, you can use a knife, you can use, with Dremel. I mean, you don't have to go that special, but, just something to file some plastic down. And lastly, you will need a couple paper clips. I don't have those right now, but you will need, let's see, about, 4 to 6 paper clips. It's good to just grab a bunch of them. Let me pause this video as I go get my paper clips. Okay, I'm back, and I brought with me 5 paper clips. Hopefully that will be enough for me, because the paper clips will not only spring my device, but it will make the connection between the two contact points for the sustain effect. So let's get started. I have my blank CD case. All I'm going to do is open it up and take off these little tabs that keep the case closed. These tabs keep the case closed, and if you look closely, let's see if we can focus in on this. I don't know. If you look closely, there are little notches in the plastic. So get rid of any notches or anything. If you can, I don't know if you can see that, but right here there's a little teeny notch that helps keep them down. So cut everything down and take it off with your pliers. Anything that is keeping the case closed. Okay, I've removed the 4 tabs. Now the only thing left to do is take my file and file down these 4 tabs, and also to remove these little notches in the plastic that help keep the case closed. Now the case will not close at all, and it stays, it will stay open, which is what we want. We are done with our file. Now what we need to do, we need to make a system so our lid will spring back open when we press down on it. All we're going to do is take a few paper clips and we're going to tape them down. First we need to open them up a little bit. Just like that. Try to open them all so they're at the same angle. And then we will tape them down like so. We'll tape them down like that. That way when we press down on the lid, it springs back open. Okay, so I've taped these down like so, and now when I close the lid, when I press down on the lid, it will spring back open like that. You can add more paper clips for more springy tension. On my normal one, I added 4, and that seemed to be a good number for me. You can add 3, you can do 2, doesn't matter. Just as long as you get this spring action. You can make this as pretty or as simple as you want. I chose to go to the simple route and just use tape. You can use glue if you want, doesn't really matter. Our next step is to make the 2 connection points where our wires will connect each other. To do that, we need to take 2 paper clips down. That way when this is pressed together, the 2 paper clips will touch. I taped one vertically and one horizontally. That way when they touch, there's a greater surface area for them to connect with, and you'll have a better chance of connecting them down when you press onto them. Before I forget, I almost taped these down without connecting the wire. So what we need to do, we need to get 2 lengths of wire. They can be as long as short as you want. I'm going to keep this short because I don't need a second sustain pedal. So I'm just going to, oops, drop my wire. I'm just going to cut this. Okay, that's cut. And then I will just cut a second piece of wire the same length as the first. Now we have 2 lengths of wire. Okay, we need to strip these wire, so I will use my wire stripping tools to do that. There's one end stripped. We will also have to strip the other end, so both ends of the wire are exposed. There's one wire. Let's do the second one. There's one. If you don't have a pair of these wire strippers, you might want to pick yourself up a pair. If you do a lot of electrical work, they're really handy and a lot easier to strip the wires. Now, if you notice on this one, I broke the wire because I stripped it too fast. So if that happens, all you have to do, well, I mean, you don't even really have to do this, but I'm going to. You can cut it and then just re-strip it, trying to be a little more careful this time. There we go. Now I got both ends of the wire exposing. So, what we have to do, we have to take a paper clip, and we have to attach the wire to the paper clip. You can do this with tape, you can do it by twisting. I chose to do it just by twisting it on there, so I wrapped it around like this. And I simply, well, I had more wire exposed, so let's do that. Let's expose a little more wire. There we go, there's more wire. And I wrap this around like so. And then what I chose to do was wrap it around and then twist it like so. That way I didn't need any adhesive. So it's twisted around the bottom like that. And it's wrapped around nice and tight around the paper clip. Okay. Let's do that to the other piece of wire. That way your wire is being wrapped around itself, like so. Let's see if we can get this to focus. Almost there, come on. There we go. Oh, we were so close. There we go. Wow, this can get a shallow depth of field. Pretty cool. Pretty good for an autofocus camera. Okay, let's focus back down on the table. Okay. Now that we have these 2 pieces on there, all we have to do is tape one to one end, one to the other end. Okay, I've taped the 2 paper clips down. Now, if you notice what I did, I took a piece of tape and I lifted this up and I stuck a piece of tape under there. That way the paper clip doesn't move around while we're using it. Make sure to flatten those both down. Test your connection to make sure that when your 2 pieces are push together, your paper clips actually touch. In this example, they do not, but that doesn't matter because I'll be disassembling this anyways. But make sure that this top paper clip makes a solid connection with this bottom paper clip, otherwise your sustain pedal will not work. Now the last step is to take these two last end pieces of wire and connect them to a 1/4 inch output jack. This is a male output jack. What I decided to do was connect it to a 1/8 inch jack or a 3.5 millimeter. And you just need, if you go this route, if you do what I chose to do, you can pick one of these up at Radio Shack. You just attach one wire to the ground wire by using a set of precision screwdrivers. You can just unscrew, see if we can focus here. There we go. We can unscrew this screw a little bit, take the wire, twist it a little bit, and then we can wrap it around the screw, like so. Then you just twist it back down. Make sure to get it nice and tight, and it holds the wire in place. You do that one for the ground, which is this long piece. Then you can attach one to either the left channel, which is this one, or the right channel, which is this one. I'm missing my left channel screw, so I would just attach to the right channel. Once you've done that, you can get a 1/4 inch adapter, and then just plug it in, as so. Then plug that into your keyboard. If you don't have, or you don't want to buy one of these, what you can do is take a pair of headphones, cut off this part of the headphone at the wire, strip the wire, and then just solder or attach the wires together and then plug it in to this. Now I believe they make a 1/4 inch output jack, a 1/4 inch output jack in the same style as this, where you can attach them to the jack itself. But whatever you'd like to do, attach it to any one of these outputs, plug it in, then you can plug it into your computer and it should be good to go. Sometimes it may not work. You may have to do some troubleshooting, try it a few times. It took me a couple tries to get mine to work properly, but hopefully yours works pretty well. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment and drop by with a subscription, because it doesn't hurt, doesn't cost any money, and it helps me a whole bunch. So thanks for watching.